Welcome viewers to twitch.tv/canister_MTG. I would like to play first against Pivo Ulivo. Vur. Oh yeah, the Pivo Ulivo deck. I keep. Can be... well, pretty hard to be a turn to kill, but it's doable. Many amulets. I'm gonna have all 4 in play. Do I want to hold my Vestige, though? I don't think so. Should cycle it. This isn't Magda song. Sometimes we get what we need, but not what we want. Or amulets. This could be a no-map moment. Although now a Vestige is good enough to win as well with Philipper75. Thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. Ale zimno. Holy shit, he's actually on Neoform. I am suspecting. Hedge Maze, Rainforest, Windswept Heath. This does seem like Neoform. Fetching Hedge Maze and not Meticulous Archive turn 1 is typically a bit odd, but also not too much. And tanking on turn 2. Into fetch a Hallowed Fountain. You came just in time to hear your music request from yesterday, based. Very good for you. You finally get Balacho. Why were you so blind before? It's a good question. The signs were there. The game was very popular, and you've seen me play it. You've seen probably tons of other people play it, and it's just really fun. Bro, love tank. Someone turned to Grizzlebrand. Not even pacting, not even doing anything. Just like, yeah. Actually, I had the nuts, by the way. Cool. Terastodon, though. I think Terastodon kinda sucks. Like, I think I don't necessarily lose anymore. Would probably lose harder to Grizzlebrand. Meticulous, so no double green. Survel top. Attack with Terastodon. No attack. Alright, I think attacking is really bad, so... Attack? No attack. So if you attack, then that means you are fine racing. Blocking recall check, attacking you for 9. And you're fine with a trade as well. I think you're fine with neither. Because what villain wants is an evolution to evolve the Terastodon. Just Pact for Scapeshift GG. Should I attack though? I think I should. Blocks an elephant, goes to 8. Blocks an elephant, goes to 3. I think I attack. If opponent attacks and then plays a rider but doesn't evolve the rider, then I'm fine. This can only evolve via evolution. I guess evolution into Ureni could actually make me lose the race pretty badly. and punish me. Disciple of Realis. So I have evolution. Atraxa, really? That seems a bit wild. When hit Pact of Negation and Consign, that's not good. I guess they can take both, at least. This is Atraxa after all. I would have fetched Freyalis in my opponent's shoes. Choose Disciple of Freyalis, Pact of Negation, Neoform, and Forest. I drew Crumbling Vestige, which is unfortunately a bit not good enough. And I think I will not be able to beat the Pact of Negotiation now. Also, Cap Peel, thank you very much for the sub. I mean, there is a chance that the opponent doesn't have Consign, so they kept the Pact for the next turn and not for this turn. And I'm losing it to that. Because next turn, if my opponent makes a land drop, which they picked up a forest, so they can cast a Pact of Negation. Just like that. No i dupa. Thankfully, my deck list is named Amulet Titan beating Neoform, so we're gonna do it now with my two mystical disputes and Vexing Bauble and even Otawara as an extra blue source plus plus counter magic for Neoform. GG, I was the second dinosaur. Then your presence wasn't all of that impactful. Oh, I am trimming a Boseiju. Grazer. Mr. Beast, I think. Given that is a consigned deck. Am I an Eurovision enjoyer? Not particularly. I did not watch nor listened. And maybe an explorer. Maybe should cut the second Grazer, but turn one Grazer to have blue earlier. Such that cage is so narrow in modern. Vexing Bauble does almost the same, but also counters Force of Vigor. Which can be, there can be some counterplay to Vexing Bauble if villain just plays the rider turn one, but that's pretty rare that they get to do that. Or would do that, so I am alright. But yeah, certainly. Cage is not what it used to be back in the Kitchen Things times. Collected Company, Birthing Pod. Cage used to be quite a bit more solid. Dredge. Edge Maze. You miss Kitchen Things time? Who doesn't? Well, I would tell you that actually many don't. Probably so, yeah. Playing Shifting Woodland. Could play a Growth Chamber now. I guess, yeah, I should play Growth Chamber because then I can just summon a Titan if I draw a Titan. So that was actually horrible to play Shifting Woodland here. What am I doing? If I get Force of Vigor, then my opponent has no cards. That's fine with me. They are on 3 cards, so it's impossible for them to do stuff. Well, hopefully Vexing Bauble late to the party, but it's alright. So opponent would need to just have everything lined up. But we can perhaps play around it. I guess, yeah, I can just upkeep or draw step, get the Saga to have the Saga trigger at the same timing. Another Amulet, so I don't really need to get a Saga. But maybe I should still. Be better against Boseiju disrupting me. Next turn I'll just go for it. Probably. Also trying to be a bit mindful of consign to memory, but not a huge problem. Endurance. Another Scapeshift. Tribute summoning Griselbrand is dead. You mean this game or in general? Well, it's not dead in general. It's just that I'm playing Amulet today. I wonder if I just died to Endurance though. Boseiju his lands? What do you mean? What Boseiju am I supposed to use? Maybe I want to get 3 Vestiges, the first Scapeshift? Damn, that's a very fun fact, real common. Well, this F6, so they most likely just have nothing, but I am scared, so I'm playing slowly. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, 8 mana, 10 mana. Yeah, I guess I don't. If I get Endurance, I do die. Well, let's hope I will not. Alright, pass the charisma check in the Twitch chat. Not that I could have. As I said, I couldn't have really beat Consign or Endurance, which is a bit of an issue in a spot like this. Scapeshift a bit scary to cast against the free spells deck. Not clear that everyone would be so inclined to play play Endurance against the Amulet deck, but I think you should. I think it's actually really good out of their deck. I do want to keep Grazers for fastness, and I do want to keep Explorers for drawing, so I guess I'll go with 3-3 just like I did game 1. Welcome to Art. Thank you very much for the sub. Welcome indeed. This hand has no redeeming qualities. This hand has a Vexing Bauble. Seems alright. Maybe I put back Scapeshift. It's hard to have a high land count. Don't I like espresso macchiato? I don't drink coffee, so I guess I don't. Holy shit, I can get consigned on the Vexing Bauble, that's crazy. And a little bit embarrassing. So that's a problem. If you just play Vexing Bauble, you can get consigned. I do not think about that too much. But it is an issue. Not really interested in playing Urza Saga at this pace. My opponent might just cast a 4 mana Force of Vigor next turn. I wouldn't want to suffer that. The Neoform matchup for Titan pretty horrifying and horrible. Villain kept on top, so well, I have to suspect that something will happen. I'm hoping that that thing is Force of Vigor on my Spelunking, but could be a better thing. But Consign on Vexing Bauble really disruptive. Pitched Evolution, pitched Endurance as well. Terrasodon again? Come on, bro. You haven't learned anything? I think it was really bad to get Terrasodon. Maybe villain has a Force of Vigor as the last card, but... Or Boseiju? No? Did I have an Amulet guide on my Discord? I do have a sideboard guide, yeah. Were there new cards printed for Neoform? I don't think there's anything particularly new in that deck. It's just built differently. I think I have to block because I can't rely on jumping with a construct. Do I have a Terrasodon guide on my Discord? I don't, but maybe I should, given that it's a popular card now and people are playing it. I think I prefer playing Echoing Deeps to playing another Saga. Then I can take 10 and I can attack for 9. You could use a Butter Chicken guide. What's that? Do I have a guide about the guide on my guide Discord? Actually, I do have a guide about on how to get to the guide part. You once tried to make butter chicken and it was not good. Sad. What happened? What was wrong with the taste? With the flavor? Forgot the butter and the chicken? That would be crazy. Orange Chant. No, I can't play the Grazer now. What the fuck, I can't... Like, I could have played the Grazer. But you tricked me. I didn't want to play the Grazer because it felt a bit worse into Force of Vigor, but... I guess it was actually alright. It was just way below what you expected from eating out. Maybe you didn't use enough seasonings. I think that's pretty typical for home cooking. I have seen a short about how much you should salt your pasta water from some alleged professional chefs, and they all salted a lot. And then I started doing that, and it was really good. It's a myth. Well, then I am a myth. No, dobra. You have any 9-drops in your deck, buddy? I think my opponent absolutely tricked themselves into getting Terrasodon twice. And in both of those spots should have gotten Grizzlebrand. Especially with Pact of Negation in your deck and Consign. Like, you absolutely should get Grizzlebrand, draw 14. Like, getting Terrasodon. This is such a mid-range player. Is my hand alright if it goes Saga into wait for a better tomorrow? Probably not. I will actually mulligan. This seems better. Probably want to keep both cyclers. Once again, a hand that might miss map. Not as likely anymore. Am I still excited when I play prelims? Oh, I'm fairly excited. I feel good when I 3-1 or 4-0, and I feel horrible when I 2-2 or worse. Curious to take my explore, but I guess they just don't want to fight me on the Amulet's axis. But they want me to never draw. Main deck? White Orchid Phantom, bro? Are you for real? Brutal, not really. I would say it's fairly non-brutal. I'll save the Spelunking to cast on the next turn. That way I don't let my opponent Flicker Wisp too well. That's actually not true. I can Flicker Wisp the Witch Blessed Meadow. I missed that. Overlord of the Balemurk. Gość wkłada do Dika 2-2 misję, żeby i tak przesłać na Eldrazi i Amulet tak samo. No właśnie, no. Opponent just enjoys trying, I guess. If Titan is on top, we would have won. I wouldn't have had 6 mana. I don't think so. I would have 5, right? I would go Forest, Amulet, no lands on top, then I go Grove Charmer 4, Spelunking is +1 mana. Here I will copy Shadowy Backstreet first. Get a Surveil. Well, I guess. Oh no, Explore was discarded. Was just gone. What's stupid, or even Inquisition was it? No i widzimy, że tutaj granie w MTG to jest jednak prosta sprawa. I have to put Simic Grove Chamber into play. With Surveil you won't have 6 mana this turn, right? I think I had 6 mana. No, I only have 6 mana right now, so I guess you're right. I was sure I'm getting to 6 mana, but I guess I'm at 6 mana right now after casting the second Spelunking, so that couldn't have been the case. Oh well. But it let me find my Scapeshift, so worked out perfectly still. Why wasn't Vesuva copy Forest better? It's because Vesuva would copy Forest, and due to Spelunking it would be forced to enter untapped. And then I would have 3 mana only. Which wouldn't be enough to cast my Scapeshift. But this is also like a guaranteed win, so from 3 lands, and it would be a guaranteed win from 4 lands, so it's pretty hard to say whether one is better than the other, right? But I guess in some spots you would rather Scapeshift with 4 lands, so assuming that there would be different context that would want from you to have 4 lands, you couldn't. I can go to Yemen. For a brief moment I thought, oh yeah, I'll put Vesuva into play and copy Forest, but then I did check for Spelunking and I had a Spelunking, so I stopped myself from acting. Because normally, I guess, without having to use Vesuva, like without Vesuva being involved, I do remember which lands enter tapped and which lands enter untapped with Spelunking. But with Vesuva, I guess it just depends on what you copy, so that's why it took me a second longer. Yeah, Forest number 3. Let's bring in 6 as always. Otawara. And I guess I'll just cut 3 Sagas. Could keep another Grazer. Yeah, I even had 2 Spelunking not to miss them. Good point. Thinking a bit about Vexing Bauble, but I think the matches almost never come down to Solitude. So it's kind of pointless to board and it just doesn't do anything. On the draw, getting Saga destroyed is a bit too much, and on the draw Grazer is better, so let's Graze. It can sometimes save a lot of life against White Orchid Phantom. What are my thoughts on Propaganda? The card or the phenomenon? The card is interesting. I probably don't really like it because Boros tends to side like. So the thinking would be that you would be using Propaganda instead of Sweepers, and then your splash would be only like you would only splash blue, so there would not be any weirdness between how many of each bounce land you run. But I think it's significantly weaker than a Sweeper against Boros. They tend to bring a bunch of removal for your enchantments, and it's an enchantment, so it kind of doesn't line up great. This hand might have a problem if I don't draw another land, but the problem would be that I need to play Growth Charmer on turn 2, which makes me discard and clean up, and it's kind of barred into White Orchid Phantom, so hopefully I can avoid that and I can save my Vestige for turn 3. Don't you just lose against Bombardment Ocelot then? Yeah, you probably would. So that's also an issue. That was the second issue that I wanted to mention, but I didn't get to explaining that. Any new Final Fantasy cards that catch your eye for Amulet? The Fire Magic Sweeper seems like potentially an improvement on Fire Spout, Vampire's Vengeance, Pyroclasm even. That's honestly the best. 3 white mana, what's that? Flicker Wisp? I barely knew her. Nice. I was worried that they would hit the Growth Chamber, but they hit the Phantom, so I can just kill the Phantom. Save my land. If I draw a bounce land or another Vestige, we can just win. This is not a bounce land, but this is maybe for life, so sounds good. Do I want a fetch? No. Do I want a Mirrorpool? Yeah, it seems better than a Deeps, so. They kill my Spelunking, I can play a Fair Titan, fetch my Singleton Saga, which I left in the deck. Let's block. Maybe useful for Delirium. Probably irrelevant. Another Flicker Wisp, so they Flicker Wisp, and EOT they consume my bounce land. I have to assume. So my Simic Chamber is gone. Sad. Should I play around Ravenous Trap? What do you think, chat? YOLO? Well, is YOLO playing around Ravenous Trap or not playing around it? There's absolutely 0% chance that my opponent has a Ravenous Trap, so I guess we can just not play around it. Doesn't Ephemerate in response to TOS hurt us a lot? Oh, now we have a reason to think. Well, opponent would have Ephemerated and hit the Spelunking in response to Scapeshift most likely. Play around Chant. Yeah, why is Urza not playing Chant? That card is insane. I can't do this. I can't do this, chat. It's too much. I think now we are playing around Chant. Like not giving my opponent an opportunity to chant meaningfully. I should have fetched a Vesuva copying a Crumbling Vestige, not to Mycosynth Gardens. That was the one spot where I could have snuck an extra mana. So I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I just get any 3 lands. So I'll get Boseiju, Hanweir, Shifting Woodland. I kind of played around Ravenous Trap, but I guess if my opponent has it, I'll be It's gonna be rough. No Ravenous Trap. Phew. Chat, better lucky than good sometimes. You just have to dodge the Ravenous Traps. What if opponent Solitudes ever Titan? Then I'll have no Titan. That's about all that would happen, which in the grand scheme of things seems to have no impact. Kaiser wins the match somehow. We were able to beat all of our opponents' non-existent interaction. Is he still on living end? Is this a keep? Not really, right? Because the because the Lotus Field just is bad with Mr. Beast. Yeah. Let's go to 6. This is way better. So let's put back Grazer because on average it's really bad against Gab. I think Saga Amulet. No kupiłem, mam 4 takie sztuki, takiej karty potężnej Jędrek. Niezły poziom halucynacji tutaj widzę. 2 w swoim diku na prelimie, nie wiem co za typ. 6 kapu musiał grać modernie. Chad Jędrek just confessed that his prelim deck contains 2 copies of Rediscover the Way. What is his score? 1-1. Alright, Tamio. No land, sad. Well, Nasib is also playing a... No nie, kurna. Soul Guida. His deck could also play... Oh, that's a good draw. Rediscover the Way. Dymy. Czesata. Jeże, to już było za wiele. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11. Why not Boseiju, Lantern, and combo? That's what I'm doing. Why not make the play that you're making, Canister? Well, everything in due time. I play the Titan first so that I have mana to pay for Metallic Rebuke, which he clearly doesn't have, but you know, I like to play around stuff for the sake of it. Will I play around Ravenous Trap? Not this time, it's game 1. Let's be reasonable. Playing around Ravenous Trap would be to summon Mr. Beast. Is Mystical Dispute alright against their deck? Not at all, I don't think so. Is Vexing Bauble alright on the play? Maybe. Is Oof any good? I'm not so sure, but probably. Ah, it's alright. Has to be alright. Barrow Downs, maybe? Why are we back on Dispute sideboard? It's because it's a way to respect Neoform. I don't know how else would I respect Neoform, so we are doing it this way. Song of Creation, PO as well, fair. Pracowali z bójnicy, no, w piwnicy. Also, Dispute is an answer to Ashiok, one of the very few that you can have. Is Gabon Ashiok? Maybe he is. Bubble okay on the play, maybe. I am on a draw, so I will skip it. On the play, if you play turn 1, then it's alright. But on the draw, the Moxin will already be in play, right? So, holy shit, actually running out of sideboard time. Let's keep. Hand is alright. You miss golden days of 40 songs in queue. Yeah, those were the days. Oh, kurna. Let's keep Otawara. Let's keep Dispute up. He has 2 mana, he can make constructs. I think I'll beat constructs. Witeczku. Back when one user could request infinite songs. No. At the beginning it was 2 songs per person. Kapela Świętokrzyska, ale kurwa ekipa. The rights of Twitch are slowly getting taken away. The rights of Twitch chat. Yeah. Step by step. Another construct! Oh no! That's too much. Too much pressure. I mean, it would suck if you would go land Portable Hall. I guess I might just be unable to beat that. And the dispute maybe is looking a bit goofy. all things considered. Does his deck play Rebuke? I'm guessing it does. But I was mostly thinking, yeah, Ashiok. But this game, a Grazer would have been better. Also, there is no real reason to think he actually would have Ashiok, but I did, for some reason, associate Gab with playing Ashiok. I think I might have seen it in his recent Living End list. Sol Guida. Cool. Ashiok has synergy with Living End. Fair, fair. Okay, so he's tapping out, so I get to Titan. Maybe I should have searched for 3 Vestiges, but I wanted to keep a Vestige in my deck. Because I can maybe just summon a second Titan now. But I guess I still can. Yeah, that's good. Like, why not? I won't need to Analyst combo this game. I can just sacrifice those lands and then just have 4 in play. At the last RCQ I played, I watched another Amulet player confidently combo with Scapeshift in this matchup. And then they played an Analyst, cracked it, and then finally opponent activated their onboard Soul Guide Lantern. To which the Amulet guy was like, holy shit. I did not realize you could do that. And died. So, drawing from that experience, I will avoid going for Analyst this game. I will just Hasty Titan instead. And I'll bounce a Construct. It goes to 12 and he could bounce my Titan, but then I have the second one still in play and I can just replay the other one. Not easy to haste it, given Vesuva in my hand, but we'll manage without hasting. Just Boseiju's and holding up the Giga Powerful Dispute. We are just a wholesome ramp deck this game, yeah. Ramping to 2 Lotus Fields, sacrificing all my lands, and then just chilling. Holy shit. Think about the fact that back in the past, the way to solve creatures on board with Amulet was to fetch a Kalni Garden to have an extra champ blocker. A bit weaker than the Otawara thing. How far we have come, yeah? It's way different now. Or you just semi-often just searched for the duo of survival lands, which was Radiant Fountain plus Crumbling Garden to gain 2 and produce a charm blocker to not die to your opponent's Tarmogoyfs attacking you. Or what also happened was that you, before you played Radiant Fountain, before it released, you played 2 Glimmer Posts in the deck instead. And you just fetched a pair of Glimmer Posts and you gained 4 life. Or sometimes you already drew a Glimmer Post, so you had it in play, you searched for Glimmer Post and Vesuva and you gained 6 life. 6 life. Couple days ago I lost because 0 survival tech to fetch from cave. That's rough. Dobra, Bob the Dog, bo mi się chce ściurać. I really need to. And he's holding me here, hostage. I guess I could just go. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go pee while he plays his turn. Italian Amulet Titan, Master Marco Caputo, top 8 and RCQ without Analyst. Cool. Good for him. Sharing Timber Symbiosis. Wait, still playing Scapeshift? Forest Garrison. Tmorka. Is Marco Caputo a time traveler? Really, you let me attack. I'll just Boseiju the Spell Bomb. Didn't use it. In that case, I copy Titan. What do you have? A Dispatch? Unholy Heat. I couldn't even dispute. Oh, he had no Delirium. So I guess good I wouldn't have disputed. I cast Shock on Titan. Keep. And the cards like Authority, they're just kind of shit. Like, of course, yeah, they sort of are answers, but they're kind of shit, so that's an issue. Well, Could get 3 Sagas with Scapeshift, that sounds a bit terrible. Now he's gonna keep up Counterspell forever, and I will no longer be able to resolve a single spell. Or will I? So, yeah, Frozen Ape, I guess what you're saying just points that it is the case that cards are starting to see play, but I don't think they actually are too successful necessarily. Maybe I should just cast a Scapeshift and try to win this turn. And if I lose, I lose. Doesn't seem to like it's gonna be particularly easier to beat Counterspell as this game goes on. I don't have Cavern in my deck, so I think I just have to play it and win a low percentage amount of time, but still win sometimes. No more lies. Kurva, ziomuś. Then I regret casting the spell. He's gonna be trolling me with his terrible card choices and make my plays horrible in retrospect the entire match. Is Amulet a good deck to start playing Modern in your opinion? Sure. It's, you know, it's gonna take a while for you to learn it. And you, like, if you think you will enjoy combo, then yeah. Like, if you watch my stream and you think, holy shit, I would not enjoy that, then it is not a good idea. But if you think you would, then sounds perfectly alright. If I draw 2 Titans in a row, then we have a chance. Not a Titan. And not in a row. Least lucky person ever. That was me. Don't have much versus blue right now. Could play Vexing Bauble. It's a bit bad. Keep 2 Sagas. Trim 1 Scapevu. Submit. And we'll see how it goes. Postport Bauble seems fine. Well, if he boards Solitudes or other subtleties, which we don't know. Could be the case, could not be the case. Good morning, Kaneki. Haven't got to catch your stream in quite a while. Hope all is well for you. Missed the unique music from your stream. Smiling emoji. Thank you very much for coming back, Brody man. And enjoy. I'll carry Boseiju. Boseiju is pretty bad to draw against those decks. Second Otawara. Helps against Splash, maybe. Bible Thumb. Twitch emotes. Long ago. Made you feel you're not alone. Kappa Pok Jump. I like Guvno. Like a fine hand though. Nah, it's not that good, but I think I should keep between Mycosynth Gardens and Explore. Made you feel you're not alone. Bible Thump. What if I just play Mr. Analyst now? Maybe it's useful in some way. Maybe we can just activate next turn. Let's go, consign my Analyst. Brother. O kurwa, zrobił to. Co za typ. Ja pierdolę. Wow, that's crazy. What a crazy consign. I'll copy Amulet end of turn. I think casting a Scapeshift here is a bit bad. He puts counter spells into his graveyard, so seems like he has plenty of them. Prismatic Ending, Wrath. Copy. Ech. I think I need to play into a counter spell. Makes no sense not to. So next turn I can just play Titan at least. Ask for yet another counter spell or something like that. Sassy Shift. You mean it was bad for me to cast it, or what do you mean? I had 3 lands in play, but I also have Analyst in play. I drew Mirrorpool, not good. The full cool. EOT copy Analyst is not the worst play. Sure, the issue with that play is not being legal. Costs 5 mana and sacking Mirrorpool to copy. But I'm curious, will he have anything to do EOT? I don't think he should have much. Fetches Island. Fetches Survey, yeah. Keeps on top, lucky. Priest or Rogue? Miracle Rogue. Wait. This is exactly 20 damage of lethal. Shadow Step? I can't just pact for a monster now, it's too bad. He's been playing like a counterspell holder. Ale pizda teraz, kurwa. Sztokapik. Very good play. Mountain. Bleh. Don't worry, Kanye, we will surely top deck the Onion Ring for this grindy matchup. We won't. You can't top deck the Onion Ring anymore. Can't really beat Wrath of the Skies, but maybe I can dodge Wrath of the Skies. I copy Pact. Great play. Makes so much sense. Gone. That's a good sign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he also flages. That's a bad sign. I'd like to draw a Scapeshift. Probably. Vexing Bauble. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe I can try to play around at least the Mana Leak. No nie, kurwa, Sol Guida pierdolona latarnia jeszcze, nie? Co za... Kurwa, frajer. Alright, counter spell is gonna be bad, but we can beat Mana Leak. Mana Leak from the future. I guess I can, I don't know if I can beat Solitude. Oh. Oh. Unfortunately, it's gonna be Elder Giant. No to 3, 4, 5, 6. Dobra. 7. Kurwa, coś źle policzyłem, no nieważne. No i chuj mi w dupę i na imię, no jebać takiego Medjola. This is extremely, you know, unfair when the strategy of just not falling down.